And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson Eagles. A freshman from a sophomore from Summersworth, New Hampshire, number 2, Leah Pellegrin. A freshman from Wallingford, Connecticut, number 4, Alana Ferruti. A graduate student from Eagle River, Alaska, number 5, Cheyenne Young. A graduate student from Rochester, New Hampshire, number 6, Nicole Fogg. A sophomore from Centennial, Colorado, number 9, Jana Westmore. A junior from Westerly, Rhode Island, number 12, Alexa Fields. And a junior from Brenton, Massachusetts, number 14, Cam Schweitzer. The Eagles are under the direction of head coach Alex Gordon. Leads assisted by Carl Leslie, Andrew Moore, and Amber LeMay. Thanks. At this time, we have complete rise in honor of America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Newman Gymnasium for today's volleyball contest between the Vermont State Johnson Badgers and the Husson University Eagles. I'm Ryan Barnes alongside Zethan Moss, and Zethan, we should be in a good one for today.
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams have a good history. Eagles taking the last 3 matchup between these two. All of these in that stretch have been taken to at least 4 sets, and this is a Badgers team that fell 3-1 against the Fisher College team that we saw the Eagles fall to earlier in the week, 3-1 as well. So I think this is going to be a pretty even matchup. A couple people to keep an eye on the side of the Badgers. Max Ludlow and Mercedes Durden are going to be 2 huge impacts for this team. And again, on the Eagles, we're going to keep an eye on Cheyenne Young and Jana Prescorn. So watch those two on both of those sides as we get set.
We're just about ready to kick things off. Serving first will be Jimmy Lynn Controller Williams. Excuse me, no, it will be Max Ludlow. And we are underway as that serve will go right into the net. First point going to Husson.
I think it's going to be important here for the Eagles to find their rhythm early. That's been a bit of a struggle in recent memory to try and really get all those pistons firing, so to speak.
Schweitzer serve is up and over and unable to control. That one was a diving Ludlow as Eagles quickly go up 2-0.
Again, that early lead going to be so important to try and preserve that momentum. Take the first set, hopefully, and keep it rolling.
And a little bit of miscommunication there, resulting in another point for the Eagles. And the attack by Babbitt, being attacked now, and there's Prescorn with the kill, 4-0 already.
Well, that's the quick start I was talking about. All under the service of Schweitzer.
And another point, Schweitzer with an ace, and already 5 straight points for the Eagles. Timeout Badgers, and we will be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We're back here. Eagles look to continue their run, already up 5-0 on the Badgers. Schweitzer still back there to serve.
That early timeout by Coach Fong for the Badgers. I think it's really trying to settle down the team, and they answer back there. We're really trying to settle down the team. I think they're a little caught off guard by how quickly the Eagles got after them.
Back to serve now, Natalie Medina. There's an attack by Prescorn, and that one falling. Down for another point right in front of Medina. Olivia McIntyre coming in for Alana Peruti, as she will start to serve. And you're up 5-6-1 right now, Zethan. With McIntyre serving, this is a chance to almost take a stranglehold on the set.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we see the Eagles get out in front a lot under the service of McIntyre, and already with a big lead, trying to capitalize on that.
Shine Young trying to hammer that one home. And a little miscommunication there between Hannah and Babbitt. 7-1 now, Eagles lead. that one is down. Alana Lewis getting a hit on that, but then falling shortly after. An update from women's soccer. Husson taking on Tufts University over at Boucher Field. They find themselves down 2-1 in the second half with about 15 minutes to go. And that attack out of bounds for a Badgers point. And the serve by Conchola Williams is up. And that one hits the ground on the Eagles' side. 8-3 now. Badgers starting to find their way back.
It's important to try and battle back. You know, you find yourself down early, take that timeout. I think it was a good timeout by Coach Fong again. And now you're back within 4.
And a double hit there called on McIntyre. Served by Conchola Williams. Set from McIntyre to Cheyenne Young. That one is scooped up easily. Now here's the attack. That one by Babbitt. And Beal's attack. Finding the arms of Lewis and rolling onto the ground. Eagles taking a 9-4 lead.
Looked like that one was going out of bounds, and the diving attempt by Lewis, she just got there and kept it up, but again, I think that was out of bounds, and nobody home for the Badgers to try and clean that up.
Served by Prescorn. Badgers getting ready to attack. That was Durden with that attack for the Badgers, and that one over is Shepard. And there's Babbitt now. And Prescorn from the back row doesn't get enough on it as that one goes right into the net.
Just out in front of that one a little bit to send it downwards rather than a little bit of an arc to get it over the net. And that's one of the things that happens when you're so used to playing the front row, like Prescorn is. Finds herself in the back row in this rotation.
Coming in to serve now, Sasha Komatetsky. Now your Shepard sending that one over, doesn't get enough on it. Staying on the Eagles' side is 9-6 now. That serve is up. Here's the attack now from Alexa Beal. Easily handled by the Badgers now. Sent back over. And your Cheyenne Young just tipping it over. Badgers able to keep it, and the attack now by Beal off the arms of Komatetsky and behind her as that one falls. 10-6 now, Eagles lead. Cam Schweitzer coming in for libero, Leah Peliquin, and in for Alexa Beal, and now serving will be Molly Gamache. Gamache's serve is handled, now sent over by Conchola Williams. And now here's the attack by Cheyenne Young. Easily handled. And now there's Durden with that attack. Eagles able to handle it. Shepard with the attack, and that one's down for a point. 11-6 now, Eagles leading.
That was very fluid from the Eagles on offense. Again, sometimes they have issues trying to find that rhythm early on in matches and early on in the first set.
The block there by Young and Schweitzer. Double hit called on the Badgers there. A point going to the Eagles. They find themselves up 6.
Well, I want to mention that dig from Komatetsky right there, laying it all out, working to her right. Kept that play alive. Obviously, the double hit kills that.
Here's Shepard now towards the back row, finding the edge of the court. Great attack there by Maddie Shepard, going across the court, just barely getting that one inbounds. Husson up 7 now.
It's just enough spin on it for it to get down right on that line. Beautiful play.
Attack now by Schweitzer's blocked and out of bounds, resulting in another Eagles point, 14-6. Badgers take a timeout. We'll step aside. Husson leading 14-6 in the first set here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Husson finding themselves up 14-6 in this first set against the Vermont State Johnson Badgers. As that serves up and over. Here's the attack by Durton. Saved and sent back over. Now here's the attack now by Ludlow. Eagles handling it. Now here's Schweitzer. That one saved. Ludlow again. And it's Gamache with the dig. And now the attack by Young is handled. Here's Durden. Now here's Schweitzer. Dug again. A little back and forth action here between the Eagles and Badgers. Shepard sending it in. And that one sent right back over. Here's Shepard again. Ludlow now. Still saved. Schweitzer sent it back over. Now here's Ludlow. Dug up by Gamache. Set by McIntyre. Here's Schweitzer, and that one falls out of bounds. Point going to the Badgers there.
Well, that was quite a volley, and it's a tough point to lose for the Eagles. They played really well throughout all of that. So did the Badgers, and finally just keeping their composure long enough, handling a lot of good attacks from the Eagles to finally get one that goes out of bounds.
And now here's the serve by Durden. And Cheyenne Young on the attack. Not enough on as that one goes right into the net. 14-8 now. Husson leads. Here's the serve again by Durden. Set by McIntyre. Here's Shepard with the attack. And that one falling down. 15-8 now. Husson leads.
Well, two different Badgers got a hand on that, but unable to keep it up in the air. That one just kind of ricochets around and finds the hardwood. Another good kill from Shepard.
Back to serve now is Cheyenne Young. And here's the serve, and that one had, I would say a little too much mustard, but that just straight up had too much mustard on that one. That one sent over.
I think that one had too much mustard and ketchup.
Good idea, a little too much power on that one by Young. Now that was Kelly Jean walking Eagle on the serve. The attack by Shepard is handled. There's Ludlow on the attack. Peliquin with the dig, and now here's Shepard on the attack. And that one blocked by Natalia Medina for a Badgers point. Now here's Walking Eagle back to serve. Now here's the attack from Schweitzer. That one off the hands of Durden and out of bounds. Eagles point. Coming in for Shepherd now will be Regan Libby. Going back to serve. (16-10), Husson leads. That serve is just out of bounds. Now in for Libby will be Nicole Hobbs coming in. Max Ludlow back to serve for the Badgers. Max Ludlow, sophomore out of Arvada, Colorado. Now that serve is up and over. That one's sent over by Schweitzer. Here's Young with the set to Schweitzer. That was Medina on the attack, out of bounds. Eagles point.
Great idea there from Medina to try to put it over the defense and trying to find that back corner. A little too much on the bit of the push attack.
Here's the serve by Schweitzer. And now the attack. Medina with the missile on that one.
Boy, that echoed all around the gym, huh? One thing about the Badgers, they have lots of hitters with a lot of power. And it'll be interesting to see how the Eagles handle that as this match goes on.
Unable to get control of that one was Cheyenne Young as she runs up into the bleachers trying to save that one. Here's the serve by Medina. Now the attack by Beal is down for an Eagles point. 18-13 now. Husson leads, coming into the game now for the Badgers. Number 11, Alana Lewis. And for the Eagles, also number 11, Olivia McIntyre. McIntyre back to serve, up 18-13.
Those two early timeouts for the Badgers seem to have paid off. They've brought this one back a little bit, stopped the Eagles from going on a couple of big runs.
That serve just up and over. Now here's the serve by Babbitt. The attack by Beal is out of bounds. Another Badgers point. And a timeout by Coach Alex Gordon. We will take it to 18-15. Husson leads Vermont State Johnson on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the break now, Husson leading 18-15 in this first set.
Well, the comeback bid well underway for the Badgers.
And that serve just up and out of bounds. Every time, there's always one time that you just manifest the exact opposite of what you're saying.
It's at least once every single broadcast. I think I might be cursed.
I believe we had a moment like that last night in field hockey as well.
We did.
Here's Prescorn serve. Ludlow with the set. And the attack out of bounds by Babbitt. Another Eagles point, up 20-15 now. Prescorn still back there to serve. Now here's the attack by Ludlow, saved by Prescorn, set to Shepard, and the attack is just in bounds for another Eagles point, 21-15 now. Just 4 points away from closing out this set.
Shepard has a great feel for the ball right now. She's found that back line multiple times already in this first set on her attacks.
Here's another serve. That one taking a couple hits and sent over. Now here's Beal with the attack, has blocked it down. Off the hands of Babbitt and Walking Eagle. 22-15 now. That one sent over again. Here's the attack by Babbitt. Now it's the attack by Beal. And that one just short as the point goes to the Badgers. It's going to be Babbitt back to serve. Freshman outside hitter from Heinsberg, Vermont. Now from the back row, that's Peliquin. And getting a hand on that one was Conchola Williams. That one looked like it was starting to go out of bounds, resulting in a point for the Eagles now.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was tracking out of bounds, but sometimes those are so hard to judge when you're in that back row and trying to work backwards. You don't always have that awareness of where the line is.
Serve by Gamache is over, and now here's the attack by Ludlow, blocked off the hands of Schweitzer and out of bounds. And another point.
Don't hit the
Badgers.
scoreboard. We need that. Right over the scorer's table.
Back to serve now, Mercedes Durden. Senior defensive specialist, outside hitter out of Germany.
You don't want to attempt that town name?
Nope. Here's the attack by Shepard. And now here's Ludlow with the attack. Sent over by McIntyre. Now barely sent over by Shepard and still up. Ludlow's attack. And McIntyre trying to catch the Badgers off guard. They're handling this very well. Now here's Schweitzer with the attack. And that one off the hands of Babbitt and down. 24-17 now, and off. Misdirections by both teams trying to throw each other off, and both handling that very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's all about that composure, especially as the volley goes on. And you really need just to keep your cool in that situation, especially at this point in the set. Even though it's still the first set, every set matters.
Here's the serve by Cheyenne Young. That one's up. And going to be sent over by Ludlow. Dig by Prescorn. Set by Young. And Peruti with the attack. It's handled. Now here's Ludlow again with the attack. Set back. Looks like it was Peruti forcing that carry. And the Eagles taking the first set 25-17 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here in the Newman Gymnasium, Husson winning the first set 25-17, and another update from over at Boucher Field. Husson women's soccer tying with Tufts, 2-2 goals by Addie Lasley and Devin St. Louis, which, despite not that ending in a win, is still something to be proud of against a NESCAC opponent, which we've seen from this volleyball team as well. I mean, in any sport, really, if you can just at least compete with a NESCAC opponent, that's just a moral victory to take out of it. We've seen this so far this season against Bates here at home, and they did put up a good fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you go toe-to-toe with one of those schools, it's got to feel great.
Back to serve now for the Eagles will be Regan Libby. As we get this second set underway. And that, the attack there by Tiara Hanna, 1-0 Badgers here in the second set. Max Ludlow back to serve. That one into the net. Eagles taking that point back.
Ludlow so far has had a tough time elevating her serves to get some height on them. The last few serves going either into the net or just over the top, so trying to work on that, I suppose.
Set by Young to Prescott, and that one hammered down towards the back. 2-1 Eagles now off of that hammer.
Splitting the defense and going right to that corner. That's what Prescorn's bread and butter is. And does a great job there.
Cam Schweitzer back to serve. And that one blocked by Prescorn and Peruti, both getting a hand on that. Another point for the Eagles. Now that serve is up. And the attack there by Babbitt, hitting the antenna now. 4-1 Eagles after dropping that first point, scoring 4 in a row.
Yeah, again, trying to jump out early. Again, you drop that first point, answer right back, and try to put a run together.
Now there's Babbitt again with that attack. That one's blocked, but landing out of bounds, resulting in a Badgers point. It's going to be Natalia Medina back to serve for the Badgers. And that one off the arms of Peliquin and out of bounds. 4-3 now. Very low serve, but powerful. Handled by the Eagles and sent back over. Dig by Peliquin. There's Young with the set to Prescorn. And Ludlow saving that one. And unable to get that over the net was Vivian Babbitt. 5-3 Eagles now. As coming in for Alana Peruti will be Olivia McIntyre going back to serve. And McIntyre's serve is over. And now that was Hannah with the attack. Here's Prescorn now. That one called deflected by the down official. And that will be another Eagles point.
I saw 2 Badgers go up to try to knock that one down, so they're going to say that at least one of them made contact there.
Nonetheless, 6-3 Eagles now. Olivia McIntyre back to serve. That one saved and sent over by Durden. Here's Young with the attack, send it back to Ludlow. Here's Durden again. Pelican with the dig. McIntyre to Prescorn, and that one's blocked by Hannah. Now here's Alexa Beal, unable to get that one over the net.
That one really goes back to the dig by Ludlow. She's playing on the far side in the rotation, on the top side of your screen. She has to come down in that play over to the bottom of the screen, dives and saves the ball, and then the rest of the Badgers able to collect themselves and finish off that point.
Prescorn's attack is handled. Now here's Durden again. And that one is blocked out of bounds. And another Badgers point. 6-5, Eagles lead now.
Again, it's always important to try to answer back. Badgers doing just that in this set.
Here's the attack by Young. It's hammered, but out of bounds.
That had some velocity on it. A little too much.
Still back to serve is Controller Williams. And that serve by Controller Williams into the net. Point going back to the Eagles. Maddie Shepard coming in for Nicole Hobbs. Janet Prescorn back to serve. And Prescorn's serve, it goes into the net. We are tied at 7 now. And that serve just out of bounds. Point going to the Eagles.
Well, Prescorn was right there to try to watch that one out and makes the good decision to let it go.
Molly Gamache coming into this one now, back to serve. Here's a set and attack by Ludlow. It's down in the back of the court, just in bounds. Badgers taking that point back.
Well, just like I said earlier, that Prescorn's bread and butter was going to that back corner, trying to split the defense. That's the same for Ludlow when they go on the attack.
Ludlow already with 2 kills and 5 assists. Here's Schweitzer on the attack. Now is poked back over. Prescorn and Schweitzer's attempt is unable to get that over the net. And another point to the Badgers, and they take their first lead since going up 1-0 in this set. Back serve now Mercedes Durden. And Shepard's attack is handled by Ludlow. And her attack is down for a kill. 10-8 now. Badgers leading. Serve handled by Prescorn. Set by McIntyre. And the attempt was blocked. And Coach Gordon's going to take a timeout. 11-8. North Vermont State Johnson leading Husson here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Vermont State Johnson leading Husson in this one 11-8 in the second set. Here's Cheyenne Young's attack. It is handled. Now sent over by Durden. Now here's Shepard on the attack. That one deflecting off the antenna there. And that will be another Badger point.
Eagles got to try and respond back. Again, this bleeding going on for a while. The timeout at the moment doesn't quite work. Got to try to clean it up and answer back.
The attack by Shepard is down for the kill. 12-9 now. Prudy coming in for McIntyre. Cheyenne Young back to serve.
See if she can tame that serve here. It's gone out of bounds on the far side. Last couple. Got to get it down.
That one just short of the net, and Zethan does it again.
I never know when it's going to strike.
Back to serve now. It's Kelly Jean, Walking Eagle. From Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Serves dug up by Prescorn. Set by Young to Peruti. And Badgers able to handle that. That one sent over by Medina. Here's the attack by Shepard. Is dug and sent over by Ludlow as that one goes just out of bounds. Eagles point. They're starting to crawl their way back into this one.
Well, good call by Prescorn on that one to watch it out. That one was a very close call, but lands just a few inches out of bounds.
Regan Libby now in to serve. That one just a little too much on it. And point going back to the Badgers. In for Libby now will be Nicole Hobbs as Max Ludlow makes her way back to serve. That one dug up by Peliquin. And now the attack by Schweitzer.
Almost saved there. Playing a bit of pinball off of the net to try to keep that one alive, and Ludlow sends it too far.
I couldn't keep track of it with my eyes. Never mind announce it. Just letting that one go. End up in an Eagles point. And Schweitzer's serve just out of bounds. Point going back to the Badgers. Back to serve now will be Medina. Here's Prescorn with the attack, and that one's down for the kill. 15-12 now.
Hana got a hand on it, but couldn't quite get enough to slow it down. Ludlow couldn't react in the back row. And the Eagles now in a great position to try and reel this one in a little more.
Now pair 11's coming back in for the Badgers. That's Alana Lewis. And for the Eagles now, Olivia McIntyre. McIntyre's serve. Now the attack there by Babbitt is in bounds for the kill. 16-12 now. Back to serve will be Controller Williams. A little back and forth now. The Controller Williams sending it for Babbitt. Here's Cheyenne Young with the attack, and that one's in bounds. Let's go. Eagles and Badgers going back and forth now with points. Now it's going to be Maddie Shepard coming in for Nicole Hobbs. Prescorn back to serve for the Eagles. That one sent over. Dig by Peliquin, set by McIntyre to Shepard, is high and out of bounds. Point going back to Johnson.
And we're going to play seesaw here for a little bit. That seems to be the theme. It's who can put together another run first.
And there's Young with the attack. Here's Beal with the attack. Off the hand of Walking Eagle and down. Another Eagles point. Molly Gamache coming in for Beal. Gamache will go back to serve. And that one's out of bounds. And again, point going back to Johnson. Back to serve will be Mercedes Durden. And here's the serve. Off the hand of Shepard and down. And for the first time since it was 12-8, Johnson in this set, consecutive points were scored by a team.
That's how back and forth it's been. And like I said, it's a matter of who gets the run first. Really, to either to tie the set up for the Eagles.
That one going around the antenna, going out of bounds, and Coach Gordon will take a timeout. Johnson leading the second set, 20-14 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, 20-14. Vermont State Johnson Badgers leading the Husson Eagles.
Well, they're working with a 6-point advantage. 5 points to go to win the set. Eagles have some room to try to make up.
Attack by Young now sent back and lifted by Controller Williams. And Lolo's attack is handled by Shepard. McIntyre back to Shepard as that one's across the court and will land out of bounds after Durden's attempt to track that one into the stands, get it back to her teammates, but that one eventually falls. Coming in for Olivia McIntyre will be Alana Peruti, and back to serve will be Cheyenne Young. Eagles finding themselves down 5 in the second set. Serve by Young is over, and now here's the attack by Ludlow. Dig by Peliquin. Young, press scoring from the back row. A little too much on that one. Point going to the Badgers.
And Prescorn, for the most part, can't get it down today. She's had a lot of great attempts, great looks like that, and just unable to get it within the boundaries.
Walking Eagles serve. That one sent back over by Peruti. Ludlow's attack off of Peliquin and down. 22-15. Badgers finding themselves in the lead.
Yeah, Badgers just in cruise control right now, trying to close out this set. Again, this is one that's going to be a close contest between these two teams. And we think that 4 or 5 sets will be about where this will end up. And now within 2 of coming right back and taking the second set are the Badgers.
Miscommunication there between Leah Peliquin and Janet Prescorn, as Coach Gordon switching out Peliquin with Alexa Beal now in the back row. Serve is over off of Prescorn, sent over by Cheyenne Young. Young to Shepard. Shepard's attack is blocked. And again, sent over by Shepard. Blocked again. And in the net. Double hit, excuse me, on the Badgers. As Eagles getting a point there. Call them the double hit there on Hannah. Nicole Hobbs back to serve.
It's not too late to put a run together. Still 2 points away from winning the set are the Badgers. Eagles can put together a good run like we know they can.
And that one right off control of Williams. Hobbs back to serve again. Eagles down 6 now. Here's the serve by Hobbs.
Just her 3rd ace on the year on that last set.
Medina sending that one over. Here's the attack by Prescorn. It's down. Janet Prescorn hammering that one, resulting in a timeout by the Badgers, 23-18.
Making it interesting here, huh?
Eagles won't go down without a fight.
Absolutely, and I mean, you're 5 away at this point. We've seen them put together streaks and runs better than 5 right now on a +2. So putting together a run of 6 or 7 here makes it really interesting, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch coming down the stretch.
I mean, you're down 5 right now, but there's really not much room for error as Badgers are only 2 points away from taking the set. Eagles getting the chances. It's all about finishing.
Yeah, and we've seen them string together 4 or 5 in a row already in this match, early on in the first set and early on in the second set as well. It's all about bringing that composure back in and trying to get those points on the board.
As Eagles making their way back onto the floor, so are the Badgers getting just about ready to continue play. Hobbs back to serve for the Eagles. And there's the dig by Ludlow, and now the attack by Ludlow is off of Young, pretty close to the net, sent back over by Hannah, off of Young and out of bounds. 24-18 now. And the Badgers with the chance to close out this set.
Well, Young wasn't even looking in the direction of Hannah. I think she was busy thinking about where she was going to rotate to. Hannah takes advantage of that and sends it right her way.
Here's the serve by Ludlow. Set by Young to Schweitzer. So that one up and over, sent back by Prescorn, blocked and down by Alana Peruti. Back against the wall. Peruti says, no, take that. We'll keep going.
Sensing a bit of Dawn Orsillo coming out of you.
I take that as a full compliment, Steve.
Oh, absolutely.
Set by Ludlow to Hannah. That one's out of bounds. 24-20 now. Cam Schweitzer back to serve for the Eagles.
Coach Fong still has that timeout in his back pocket.
Set by Ludlow. And not able to get that was Cheyenne Young off of Vivi Babbitt. And we are tied 1-1 heading into the third set here in the Newman Gymnasium on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the break, tied 1-1 between the Husson Eagles and the Vermont State Johnson Badgers. As referee making sure everyone is in the right rotation. Johnson waiting for a couple of their players to return, as they have. I was starting to wonder what the delay was. It looked like we were all ready to go. Then I see 5 people on the court for Johnson.
Yeah, you need 6, last time I checked.
As we should be ready to go.
Just going to check out this rotation.
Badgers all set to send their libero in. Now we are ready to play some volleyball, as Johnson will start this one. Max Ludlow back to serve. And that one is up and over. Dig by Hobbs. Now the attack by Prescorn is blocked and down off the hands of Natalia Medina, 1-0 Johnson.
Well, this is a Husson team that we've seen bounce back from those close losses in sets, especially against this Johnson team last year during their last matchup during NAC volleyball playoffs in Castine. Lost the first set 25-22, then responded with 3 straight to reach the championship game where they would fall to MMA. So definitely capable of battling back and trying to win this match, and it's going to be very important for them to do so when it comes to NAC seeding and NAC play.
As Schweitzer's attack there was blocked, but falling straight down, resulting in an Eagles point, and Schweitzer is back to serve. And they're going to call a double hit there on Hana. Eagles find themselves back into it after losing the first 2 points, coming back tied 2-2 now. There's the dig. And now the attack by Babbitt sent back. And sent back over by Controller Williams. Here's Beal on the attack while running. Here's Babbitt again. And here's Beal. And that's blocked and sent down by Hana. 3-2, Badgers leading the Eagles. Natalie Medina back to serve for the Badgers.
I think one of the things that makes the Badgers so lethal is most of their players are very versatile. They can play in the backcourt, play in the front court very well. Obviously, notably is Ludlow. Is a great setter, as we see right there.
And that one off the arms of Hobbs, off of the basketball hoop. I don't think anyone expected that one, as that one falling straight down in front of everyone.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you just kind of, you got to let it do its thing. You can't really know what to expect.
And the serve from Medina out of bounds. Here comes Lewis in for the Badgers and McIntyre in for the Eagles as she goes back to serve. Serve from McIntyre. And Babbitt sending that one over, and that one falling. 5-3 now.
That was Hobbs and Peliquin right there, right on top of each other, trying to get to that ball. And I believe they ended up just hitting each other's arms rather than the ball.
Set by Ludlow to Babbitt. That one off of Peliquin, just short of the net and unable to keep that one in. 6-3 now. Johnson leading this one.
Johnson keeping steady, trying to climb out in front, not letting off any of the pressure. Got to keep the foot on the gas, trying to use that momentum from that last set.
And that one hammered down by Cheyenne Young off of Ludlow. Eagles trying to claw their way back. Shepard in for Hobbs as Prescorn is back to serve. Here's the attack by Babbitt. Now here's Shepard sending it back. And that one is up. Here's Babbitt again from the other side, and that one's down for a Badger point. Vivi Babbitt getting kills all over the place on this court, whether it be the outside, the right side, wherever she finds herself, she will score as she's back to serve. Here's Beal with a little too much on that one. That one goes out of bounds, 7-4. Badgers leading this one. And there's Ludlow sending it over. McIntyre to Shepard, who sends that one into the net. And a timeout by Coach Gordon. Badgers leading the Eagles 9-4 here as we take this quick break on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the timeout. Badgers leading the Eagles 9-4. Serving that one into the net was Babbitt.
And the Eagles going to try to use this timeout as an opportunity to bounce back. And they've looked a little bit off guard and off their game the last just about 20 points dating back to the second set.
And that one resulting in an Eagles point. And back to serve is Molly Gamache. Gamache's serve is over and sent back by Kajola Williams. Here's Ludlow on the attack. Now here's Shepard. Set to Ludlow as that one's hammered. Prescott unable to get on that one. Here's the attack by Schweitzer. Both teams playing a little back and forth as that one is killed down by Schweitzer. 9-7 now. Eagles are crawling back.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Again, that timeout, I think, came at a really good point for Coach Gordon.
As I didn't see a call, but we have a timeout on the floor by Johnson. And we're going to step aside real quick. 9-7, Badgers leading the Eagles. Back from the timeout. Husson only down 2, 9-7. And now here's the serve from Gamache. Sent over by Babbitt. Set from McIntyre to Shepard, and that one is dug up by Babbitt and sent over on a free ball from Ludlow. Here's Young with the attack, and that one's down for a kill. 9-8 now. Husson still crawling their way back.
Again, like I was saying before the timeout by the Badgers, it was a great opportunity for Coach Gordon to try and get his team to settle down. And I think that was a very productive timeout. They've looked a lot better after that.
And they're going to call 4 hits on the Badgers now. 9-9. We're tied up here. Gamache going back to serve. And I think they're calling an out of rotation on the Badgers there. Husson taking the lead on that one. Gamache's serve. And now that one's sent over by Ludlow. Deflected and down for a Badger point.
Yeah, that one too low for Shepard to try and get to. So the run will end there for the Eagles. Tied back up at 10. Got to play like you've been playing to keep this one in check.
Here's Durden with the serve. Dug up by Prescorn. Set to Young, and that one is somehow saved off of the off the ceiling. Now, Coach Gordon pleading his case as that one was over the net, hit the ceiling on the other side, came back down on their side. I'm not too sure what the rule is on that.
If it does hit the ceiling on the same side or use the ceiling to get over the net, it is okay. So I believe the confusion there was that it hit the ceiling on the other side of the court. But if it bounces back to the side of the court it originated from, I believe, again, I could be totally wrong, that it is still in play for the team that hit it up. As confusing as that explanation was, I got it worked out in my head.
Serve going into the net, point going back to the Eagles. 11-11 here in this third set, a crucial third set for both teams, as if you win this one, you're just one set away from winning the entire match. Is that one barely deflected off the arms of Kelly Jean Walking Eagle. 12-11 now.
Young has figured out that trajectory. He had some issues with it earlier.
And another out of rotation call on the Badgers.
The issue has been between Babbitt and Ludlow and Walking Eagle as well. They've been in and out of that position in the rotation, and
as the down ref telling some Badgers where they should be.
in a situation like this, as an athlete, and like, you have to settle down after that. A lot of that will fire you up too, especially if you think the referee may be making the wrong call on that. So you've got to just calm yourself back down.
Ludlow's attack off of Shepard and out of bounds. 13-12 now. Husson leading. Now here's the serve from Walking Eagle. And the attack now by Peruti. And miscommunication as that one lasts off of Anna and winding up on the court. 14-12 now, Husson leading. Hobbs coming in for Shepard going back to serve. As Hobbs' serve off the back of Conchola Williams. And she was just trying to get out of the way of that thing. That ball found her.
I think that had a little bit of English on it. It looked like it had curved, so putting some wicked spin on that was Hobbs. I think that's why Conchola Williams couldn't quite get out of the way of it.
And that one blocked by Peruti and out of bounds.
The Badgers won't let Husson put together a good run, keeping this one close.
Ludlow's serve dug up by Hobbs. Here's Presscorn with the attack, and that one off of Durden and out of bounds. 16-13 now. And another point going to the Eagles. This one off of Conchola Williams.
Well, Schweitzer putting out a bit of a knuckler there. That one had a early drop on it. That was just bad timing on my part, actually.
And Schweitzer served into the net, and we say that because Red Sox legend Tim Wakefield passing away just about maybe half hour ago. That's when the news came out. Rest in peace to a Red Sox legend. And Peruti unable to get that one back over. Point going to the Badgers. Back to serve now, Natalia Medina. That one off of Hobbs and way back. And Badgers finding themselves crawling back. Only down one now. In for Hobbs will be Regan Libby. Short serve by Medina does the trick. And we are tied up now. 17-17 as we're inching closer to that 25 mark. Still anybody's set.
This has been a battle back and forth between these two teams. Again, really it's going to be between these two for second place in the NAC. Really trying to find that seeding.
As that one by Hana. Sent back out of bounds. As in the game for the Badgers will be Alana Lewis, and now for the Eagles, Olivia McIntyre up 18-17. McIntyre into serve, and this is who you want serving to take control of the set. That one's an ace. 19-17 now, Husson leading.
Well, McIntyre with 19 aces on the year so far. Getting just about one every couple of sets on average.
This one sent over by Lolo and short of a diving Libby. 19-18 now.
And this is one of those sets where you got to keep in mind the win by 2 rule. So it's not necessarily first to 25, it's first to 25 or more with a lead of 2. And these teams keep seesawing.
Here's the attack by Babbitt, and that one's down off of Peliquin. 19-19 now.
Good opportunity to try to take the lead here for the Badgers.
Served by Conchola Williams. That one sent back over by McIntyre. And sent right back over. Here's Beal with the attack. Off of Babbitt and out of bounds. 20-19 now. Back to serve for the Eagles is Prescorn. That one sent back over by Babbitt. And a diving Young sending that one back over. And Sarah White sending that one back over. And that one a little confusion on where exactly this landed. As referees will come together and talk about this one.
Well, judges had signaled inbounds.
And that one will go to the Badgers, 20-20 now. Shine Young going to the up ref for an explanation. And relaying that one to Coach Alex Gordon.
I don't even know if the ruling would have mattered there. I think it was also tipped.
Here's Prescorn on the attack. That one's down for a kill. 21-20 now.
Coach Gordon gonna check out the rotation. Prescorn was out of spot.
It's going to be Gamache coming into the game to serve, up 21-20.
Eagles have put together quite a few runs under the service of Gamache, so.
As Gamache's serve is up and over. Now that one a little too close to the net for Babbitt, as the Eagles are up 2 now, 3 points away from winning this third set.
Well, the Eagles Gamache rather, had 3 straight aces yesterday against Linden. Gonna try to rekindle that magic here.
And that one barely over the net. Here's Babbitt with the attack. And that one off of Gamache. 22-21 now. Alexa Beal coming in for Gamache. This one's sent over. Here's Young on the attack. And it's handled. Here's Ludlow unable to get that one over the net. 23-21 now. Husson leading Johnson. In for McIntyre will be Peruti. Back to serve Cheyenne Young.
Big spot here. You don't want to bring this one back within 1. I'm going to try to keep this lead at 2.
Young's serve is up and over. Babbitt to Ludlow, who again cannot get that one over the net. And a timeout called by Johnson. 24-21. Husson 1 point away from ending this third set, going up 2-1 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the break, Eagles 1 point away from going up 2-1 in this matchup. Shine Young back to serve for the Eagles. And that one's up and over. And ending this one on an ace is Young, 25-21. Husson winning that third set, heading into the fourth set, 2-1 Husson.
That was definitely a battle, and I think the Eagles, they lost a little bit of that rhythm going into the middle part of that second set and really regained it, able to battle back, played a bit of a seesaw match, and got out on that run to finish that third set. So heading into the fourth set, a lot of momentum going the Eagles' way. See if they can capture it.
We'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back here as a volleyball game has broken out at a dance party. Nicole Hobbs back to serve for the Eagles.
You know, I'm always confused whether or not this is a dance party or a volleyball match.
Who says you can't have both?
Best of both worlds, right?
Shout out Hannah Montana. Dig by Hobbs. And here's Prescorn on the attack, and that one's down. 4-8 kill, 1-0 here to start this fourth set.
We get to have fun, too.
Yeah. Hobbs back to serve again. That one up and over. Here's Anna sending it back, and that one hitting the ground as we are tied 1-1 here early. Here's Ludlow's serve. Off Peliquin and down for an ace. 2-1 now. Badgers leading the Eagles.
Well, Prescorn was already set up there for the attack. Again, waiting for Peliquin to get it to Young to set it up. Otherwise, she would have been there to try to clean that up off of Peliquin.
Here's the set by Young to Schweitzer. And now here's the attack. This time by Babbitt, and that one's down 3-1 early.
Again, it's all about that response in volleyball. So trying to quell the momentum of the Eagles or the Badgers. So far doing a great job.
And that one sent over by Schweitzer. That one very close to the net, falling on the Badger side. 3-2 now. It's going to be Schweitzer back to serve. As there's a wet spot on the floor towards center court. Here's the serve by Schweitzer into the net. 4-2 now, Badgers lead. It's going to be Natalia Medina back to serve for the Badgers. Beal trying to tip that one over. Badgers take control of it. That one sent over by Peliquin. Nice save there. And Young's attempt to save that one is no good. 5-2 now, Badgers lead.
Everyone's really been laying it all out in the last couple of matches. Not afraid to put her body on the line, trying to save some of these balls from hitting the hardwood.
Another one going to the Badgers. Medina still back to serve. Here's the dig by Hobbs. Now the attack by Prescorn. That was Durden on the other side. Here's Prescorn again. And that one is a laser down. 6-3 now. McIntyre into the game now to serve for the Eagles. Lewis in for the Badgers. And unable to save that one was Hobbs, as Badgers go up 7-3 now. Here's the serve by Conchola Williams. Sent over by Prescorn. That one had a little bit of a spin on it. Sent back over by Babbitt. Saved by Hobbs. And knocked out by McIntyre. 8-3 now.
And we saw the Badgers jump out in front in the last set. Eagles able to work back into it. So see what they can do here.
The attack by Young is handled. There's Babbitt. Is that one? Looks like it hit the antenna. 8-4 now. In for Hobbs will be Sarah White. And Prescorn is back to serve. And that one will be an ace for Prescorn as that one goes off of control of Williams. Served by Prescorn. And that one off of Lewis for an ace. And we have a timeout from the Badgers as we head into this break, 8-6. Badgers leading the Husson Eagles. Back from the break now. Vermont State Johnson Badgers leading the Husson Eagles 8-6 in the fourth set. Husson leading this thing 2-1. Prescorn back to serve for the Eagles. That one handled by Durden and sent over by Babbitt. And that one falling down in front of Peliquin. 9-6 now. It's going to be Vivi Babbitt back to serve for the Badgers. That one dug up by Prescorn. Set to White. As that one is saved, it's sent back over by Lolo, out of bounds though. 9-7 now. It's going to be Molly Gamache coming in for Alexa Beal. And in for Peliquin will be Cam Schweitzer. Back to serve will be Gamache. Gamache's serve is out of bounds. Down ref calling it. It was tipped off of Lewis. And it's going to be a Husson point, 9-8 now.
Chance to tie it up right here. On a good run are the Eagles.
Here's the set to Young. And that one right off the scorer's table, off the hands of a Badger. And we are tied at 9 now.
This feels like the same script of that last set.
This one sent over by Lewis and tipped by Young at the net. Looked like Prescorn was ready to take that in the back row, but after it was tipped by Young, went over her head and no one knew what to do there.
I think sometimes you can try to do too much, and, you know, Cheyenne Young does a lot for this team, and she's an incredible player. But sometimes you got to know when to pass it off to your teammates and let them handle it as well. And I think that was a good example of that.
And that serve is down off the hands of Peliquin. 11-9 now, Badgers leading, and no matter how much Husson is coming back, tying it, maybe take the 1-point lead, the Badgers still find a way to get ahead. That one off the hands of Prescorn, 12-9 now. As Beal is going to come in the back row for Pelican and see if that changes anything. Dig by Prescorn. And now the attack by Young is handled. There's Babbitt from the back row. McIntyre's set to Cheyenne Young is off of Babbitt and out of bounds. 12-10 now. It's going to be Alana Peruti coming in for Olivia McIntyre. Back to serve will be Cheyenne Young. And here's Cam Schweitzer sending that one over. That's inbounds. 12-11 now.
You said Johnson always finds a way to get out in front. Eagles always find a way to try to respond.
Eagles down only one now in this fourth set. Here's Ludlow, whose attack goes out of bounds. 12-12 now. Cheyenne Young back to serve. And that one is down off of Durden for the point. 13-12, Husson taking the lead. Serve off of Durden now. Here's Ludlow on the attack. Dug by White. That one set to Schweitzer, but that one falls out of bounds. 13-13 now. That one dug by Prescorn. Set to Schweitzer. That one handled by Babbitt. And miscommunication there between Hannah and I think that might have been a walking eagle, excuse me, on that one. 14-13, Husson leading Johnson. Nicole Hobbs back to serve. That one is short in no man's land in the middle of every Badger on that court.
Really feels like you've got to try to pull away with this one here.
And a deeper serve by Hobbs. Here's the attack by Ludlow, and that one's down. And the Badgers answer right back. Only down one. Ludlow's back to serve.
And again, trying to put together a run to get out in front. Ludlow is a great server to be under to try to get that run.
That one dug up by Prescorn. Set back to her, and she fires, and that one's out of bounds. And we have a tied one here. 15-15 in this fourth set.
This has been a great match to watch so far. Again, back and forth. Lots of battling from both of these teams. Very limited amount of mistakes as well.
Ludlow serve dug up by Beal. Here's Peruti tipping that over. And again, the second chance effort by Peruti, knocking that one down, 16-15.
Well, Peruti's been so good with the putback this year. Getting up, getting it over, then getting right back up there to try to respond to the return.
Here's the serve by Schweitzer. That one's deep and out of bounds. 16-16 now.
This really is the same script as the last set.
This one just going back and forth as we get ever closer to that 25 mark. Here's the attack by Beal, is down right off the arms of Hannah. 17-16 now. As it's going to be Olivia McIntyre coming in to serve. Eagles 8 points away from ending this match.
Again, this match very important for both of these teams to try to come away with the W.
And the deep serve by McIntyre is out of bounds. 17-17 now. As back to serve will be Controller Williams. As that one is up and attacked by Prescorn. Controller Williams to Babbitt as she sends over to Peliquin. And they're going to call a double hit on McIntyre. 18-17. Badgers now find themselves ahead. Controller Williams back to serve. That one sent back over. Here's the attack by Beal. And now the attack by Babbitt is handled. Here's Beal again. Send it back over. Lewis to Babbitt. And they are going to call in the net. As we're tied at 18. Sarah White coming in for Nicole Hobbs. Jana Prescorn back to serve. 18-18 here in this fourth set. Here's a serve from Prescorn. That one is high off the arm of Durden and sent back over. Here's McIntyre. Set to Beal. That one's blocked back. And that's going to be sent back over by White. And McIntyre with that first touch. Here's Peliquin. Sent back by Young. Babbitt and Walking Eagle send that one in and falling just in bounds. As 19-18. Johnson leading this one. As they are just 6 points away from forcing a fifth set.
Coach Gordon has 2 timeouts. Let's see when he tries to use them.
Here's Young's attack. Is no good. And another point for the Badgers as they lead 20-18. Here's the attack by Beal. That one's down. Eagles within 1 now. Coming to serve now for the Eagles, Molly Gamache. Gamache with 2 aces on the afternoon, on top of an assistant for Diggs. Here's the attack by Ludlow, and that one's blocked down. And a point for the Eagles. Gamache will go back to serve again. We are tied at 20 now.
Crunch time for both the teams.
And they're going to call a double hit now. This one on Babbitt. And a timeout by Johnson as the Eagles lead 21-20. We'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Husson 4 points away from ending this match. Back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, Husson leading 21-20 in this fourth set. Gamache serve is up and over. Here's the attack by Ludlow, who finds an open spot on the floor as we're tied at 21 now.
Well, Ludlow looked like she was rearing back to try to put that one down with a bit of ferocity, but ends up just tapping it over. And a great idea there, wide open space between the front and back rows of the Eagles.
Back to serve for the Badgers, Mercedes Durden. That one is up and over. Here's the set. And they're going to call McIntyre in the net. 22-21. Badgers leading the fourth set. Here's the serve by Jordan. That one's in the net, and we are tied at 22 now. And this is the point. Both teams 3 points away from finishing off the set. Husson trying to finish off the match. Badgers trying to force a fifth. This is where every point matters.
Absolutely, and again, this, we've talked about it a couple times, it's such an important match. Badgers are 1-0 in conference. Eagles are 2-1. This win over each other has a lot of seeding implications.
That one blocked off of, looked like Perudi and out of bounds. 23-22, Badgers leading. Here's the serve from Walking Eagle, and that one is down off of Beal. 24-22 now. Badgers are 1 point away from forcing a fifth set, and a smart timeout there by Coach Gordon to try to kill some momentum.
I think right here you've got to calm your team down, right? That's what this timeout is about. Calm the team down, settle them down. They've looked a little less fluid the last couple of points. You've got to just settle down, respond to the serve, and do what you do best, which is attack from that outside, get that set, and try to hammer it home.
As this could also end up being a good thing for the Badgers too. You're hyped, you got the momentum, and you've got that going, and that also could lead to mistakes being made. And now this time it gives you a chance to calm down, think, all right, we need 1 point, we have the serve, let's just go out and get it.
You can really game plan as well for what you want to try to attack, where you want to try to go with your attack, and response to how that serve comes back over.
As Badgers just about to break the huddle there. Eagles trying to finish this match off. Badgers trying to force a fifth set. It's going to be Kelly Jean, Walking Eagle, back to serve for the Badgers. And here we go. That one is off of Beal, and that one slammed down by Hannah. And we're going to a fifth set here in Newman Gymnasium, tied 2 sets apiece.
This fifth set is going to be really interesting. I think it will come down to how this coin toss goes.
And we will keep it right here for the coin toss.
Riveting.
Very. It's going to be Shiny Young and Max Ludlow on the coin toss. Both teams being showed what's heads, what's tails, as this honestly plays as big as a role as any play in the game would. As it looks like Husson will serve, and they will stay on the side of the court they are on. And we are going to be right back in about 3 minutes as we are awaiting the fifth set between the Husson Eagles and the Vermont State Johnson Badgers. And we are back at the Newman Gymnasium for a fifth set between the Husson Eagles and the Vermont State Johnson Badgers. And Nicole Hobbs starting things off. There's Ludlow sending that over. Pelican sending that up to Schweitzer, who sends it back. And that one knocked out of bounds by Natalia Medina, as for those who are unfamiliar with the game of volleyball, in this fifth set, first to 8 points. Once the team hits 8 points, they switch sides. And this one only going to 15 points. So at this point, every point matters even.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every point matters in every set. But this one feels like points are worth 2. It just feels like a much bigger gap if you go up 2 or 3 in the fifth set. And again, momentum's so important, especially now. So that first point for the Eagles can carry a lot.
That one is down off the hand of Medina for a Badger point. Back to serve for the Badgers is Max Ludlow. Here's Prescorn. That one's down for a kill. Right past Ludlow. 2-1 now.
What a kill. That had a lot of speed on it. And again, finding that back corner. That's her bread and butter, splitting the defense. And did it perfectly there.
Here's Schweitzer. Ludlow with the set. Here's Babin. That one's down. And we are tied 2-2 now. That serve is up and out of bounds. 3-2 Eagles now. Coming into the game for the Badgers will be Alana Lewis, in for the Eagles, Olivia McIntyre.
And she will take the serve. So, great opportunity for the Eagles, put themselves in the driver's seat early.
Here's a serve from McIntyre. Babbitt with the attack. It's served up and attacked by Beal. And sent back over by Durden. Here's Young with the attack off of Ludlow and sent back over by Durden. Here's McIntyre served up to Prescorn. That one is dug up. Here's Ludlow giving it to Babbitt. That one's out of bounds. 4-2 now. Eagles lead in this fifth set.
Babbitt just too much on that one. Puts it, trying to go for that corner. Doesn't get the spin on it to bring it down right on the line.
Here's the serve from McIntyre. That one is up and set back down by Cheyenne Young. 5-2 now. And you have a timeout on the floor as Husson leads Johnson 5-2 here in this fifth set. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Olivia McIntyre back to serve for the Eagles as they lead 5-2 in this fifth set. And that one sent over by Babbitt. Now here's Beal on the attack. And that one off of Ludlow went down. 6-2 now.
Eagles again in the driver's seat in this one. Comes down to McIntyre really controlling the game. She's great on the floor, directing the team, keeping them steady.
The serve by McIntyre is a line drive, dug up by Lewis and sent over by Durden. Here's the set to Prescorn. That one off of Badger. And Beal sending that one down. Off the net and down. Wasn't pretty, but it got the job done.
Absolutely. Doesn't matter how it's done, just matters that it's done.
McIntyre back to serve. Up 5 now. 7-2. 1 point away from switching sides. And that one is off of Lewis and down. 8-2. Husson leads.
Well, McIntyre just serving up breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sending that one home for an ace.
That was quarter 4, early Sunday dinner.
Now you got to come back down to earth. Try and settle down as you switch sides. Badgers got to respond. Can't take this other time out early. And Eagles, all the momentum in their favor at the moment.
And especially, too, with the Eagles going back to the side they're originally on, side where the student section is. And that one out of bounds. A service ace for McIntyre. 9-2 now. And that one sent over. Here's Babbitt on the attack, sent back over. They're going to call a double touch on Ludlow, and the second timeout called by Johnson. Husson leading 10-2, 5 points away from ending this thing here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, Olivia McIntyre back to serve as the Eagles lead 10-2 in this fifth set, 5 points away from taking this conference game. And that one barely grazing inbounds, 11-2 now.
What a run for the Eagles. I believe that's 3 straight aces for McIntyre. Badgers don't have a timeout to waste.
Now this one sent over by Durden. McIntyre setting it to Cheyenne Young, and that one's blocked back. And Johnson finally able to get a point back, but not before a lot of damage was done.
Yeah, Johnson deep in the hole. Still has some room to work with.
Here's the serve. Peliquin giving it to, look like Beal got that one. Here's Babbitt serving that one up, and that one out of bounds. 12-3 now, 3 points away. Maddie Shepard coming into the game for Nicole Hobbs. Here's Prescorn on the serve. Lewis getting a hand on that one and sent over by Ludlow. Peliquin with the dig. McIntyre to Shepard. And that one just out of bounds.
That was a close call on the other end, and good decision by the veteran backcourt of the Badgers to let that one go. Just a bit of white space between the ball and the tape.
Back to serve, Vivi Babbitt. And they're going to call an out of rotation on the Eagles. Coach Gordon asking for an explanation.
I think it was Young who was to the right of McIntyre, should have been to the left.
Back to serve now is Babbitt. That one's up and over and off of Peliquin and down for an ace. And Johnson's not going away quietly.
No, they're going to try to make this one as close as they can. Again, this match is very important.
As a lot of confusion down on the floor and up here. As not even I could tell you what's going on.
Just the whistle was blown and
everything seeming to be in order.
All right.
Serve was up and let's redo it. And that one barely grazing over the net. 12-7 now.
And we just rolled over the top. Comeback big underway.
Babbitt with 2 straight aces. Here's Shepard with the attack. And points going to the Badgers off of a 4th touch by the Eagles, 12-8.
We're down 10 at one point, now down 4.
And sent backwards and sent back over by Conchola Williams. McIntyre setting up Alexa Beal, and that one's over. And taken. Ludlow's attack is dug up. Here's Shepard setting it over. That was down! 13-8 now, 2 points away from ending this thing.
Huge, smart play by Shepard to tap that one over. Didn't need a lot of power on that. That back row was really set up for it. And the front line for the Badgers was right up on the net. So just finding that space gets the ball back to the Eagles.
Here's Gamash's serve. And they're going to call a double hit. 14-8 now. Husson is 1 point away from ending this match. Molly Gamache back to serve. And here we go. Serve is up. It's deep. Here's Lewis. And sent back over by Durden, and that one falling down. Unable to get it was a diving Cheyenne Young. As back to serve will be Durden. Into the game for the Badgers will be Natalia Medina. In for Husson will be Alexa Beal. And here's Durden's serve. That one is up. Dug up by Beal to McIntyre, setting up Cheyenne Young, and that one is out of bounds. 14-10 now. Here's Durden again. Service is up. Dug up by Young. Here's McIntyre. Giving it back to Young, and that one is blocked by Ludlow. Shepard with the dig. McIntyre giving it to Beal. Schweitzer, excuse me. Here's McIntyre to Beal. For the back row, here's Prescott, hammer it down. And dug up by Babbitt. Here's Ludlow now trying to attack. Dug up by McIntyre, here's Prescorn. And now Maddie Shepard, that one is sent right back down by Medina. 14-11 now.
Huge rejection from Medina. Eagles had been working really good on offense. Every attempt was driven away.
Here's Jordan serve, dug up by Beal. Here's Matty Shepard to Beal again. And that one's back off the hands of Babbitt and down as the Eagles win 15-11 in this 5th set. Down to the wire, Husson able to get away with it. Going 3-1 in the conference now, taking sole possession of 2nd place in this conference.
Huge win for the Eagles. A lot of energy in this building. I think this is the turning point for the season. We might be talking about this one for a while. Eagles win a close one.
Not only has a conference win, just the momentum that this carried, the energy that this carried, as they will take this one into further matches. As that'll do it, 3 sets to 2, Husson leading Vermont State Johnson here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.